start this segment in our yin pose here. So we're going to inhale our arms up. Exhale as we swan dive forward. Bending our knees a whole lot till we can reach the mat. Nice. And then we'll go ahead and bend our left knee, bringing ourselves down to our tabletop pose. Very nice. Making any adjustments we need to make with our alignment. If you remember the correct alignment with the knees underneath the pelvis and the wrists underneath the shoulders. From here, let's bring the left hand forward one hand's length and the right hand also. Beautiful. Nice. Now bring the left knee toward that left wrist. It doesn't need to come all the way. Nice. Curling the right toes under, we're going to lift that right knee up. Taking our left hand to the outside of that left thigh. We're going to press on that left thigh, pushing it outward, so we're twisting it just like we did in tree in the previous segment. And you'll notice that causes that left foot to come forward. Now we'll lower that right knee down and sliding back here. Yep. Nice. Beautiful. Sitting up, finding length in the spine for your proud half pigeon. So this might not be great. If this is not working for you, hold on. I'm going to get everyone else set up in this pose, and then I'll give you an alternative. So either we're going to hang out here or experiment with lowering yourself forward, maybe down to your forearms. So this is an intense pose. The yin poses, especially when you're new at them, can be very intense. They're designed to work differently than our regular poses, where they work with the connective tissue, the fascia that's wrapped around all our muscles that can get stuck on muscles and bones and tendons and things that can end up restricting our range of motion and also causing discomfort. So this particular pose is great for helping to prevent sciatica issues. So you can stay here, or maybe lower to stacked fists, hands, blocks, whatever's comfortable here. So if you've made it into some fashion of this pose, making sure you're not rolling off to the side, but keeping your weight distributed evenly, then we're going to hang out here for a couple minutes. If this is not working for you, then I want you to get up now, pushing back up through our tabletop, flipping ourselves over to the back body. So everyone who's in our half pigeon pose, please stay there. This is just an alternative for the people who that's not working for. We'll lay ourselves back on the mat. Now we're talking, huh? Allowing the muscles and the bones to melt down toward the mat. Finding that ease and letting go of any judgments you might be having right now. Our next inhalation flows that left shin up so it's level with the ceiling. We'll take our hands on that left thigh as we externally rotate it, keep making that left ankle come above the right knee and dropping it onto that thigh. And here you are. You're in an upside down half pigeon pose. And if you want to make it more intense, you can lift that right foot up and start drawing that knee toward the body. Nice. You can always get a scarf or a strap and pull in and help control how much stretch you're getting in that thigh. Nice. So wherever you are, we'll hang out here for about 5 more breaths. Nice, slow breaths. Inhaling, creating space. Exhaling, allowing your tissue to settle into that space. Inhaling and exhaling. If you're on your back, going ahead and lowering your feet both to the mat. If you're in your half pigeon pose, we're going to push into our hands, lifting the head as we inhale, exhaling as we walk our hands back toward the body. Nice. We're going to push into those hands, lifting and pushing into that right knee, coming back to our tabletop pose. So we're going to lift that left knee out to the side, like our dog on a fire hydrant pose, and making circles, rotations with that thigh. Nice. And then reversing. Very nice. Coming to stillness, and we'll lower that knee back to the mat. Beautiful job. If you want to take a second to sit back on your heels and shake out your wrists, sometimes that feels nice. And I'll meet you back in tabletop. So if tabletop wasn't working for you and it was working better on your back, go ahead and get your back. And you can set up for the other side here. Otherwise, we're meeting in tabletop. We're walking our hands forward, one hand's length. We're going to draw the right knee toward the right wrist. Doesn't have to come all the way. Curling the left toes under, we're going to lift that left knee up. Beautiful. I know, it's like a twister, huh? Picking up that right hand, we're going to bring the right hand to the right thigh. As we push that right thigh outward, it's going to encourage the shin to come inward. And that's the natural, safe range for the knee. Then we're going to drop that left knee down and slide back, letting the hips settle into the little basket here. Nice. So again, if it's not working, it might be different on this side than the other, so if it's not working, getting on your back, and we're coming into that upside down pigeon pose. They also call it number 4 stretch. And I'll get you set up on that just as soon as we do this side. Nice. Inhaling, exhaling, maybe coming down to your forearms. So this is one of those poses where we spend most of our time just simply letting go and bringing the attention back to our breath. Maybe lowering to stacked fists, stacked hands, all the way down. Wherever you are, making sure you're just not falling over to the side. You can always use a block under the thigh if you feel like that's going to help keep you in better alignment. So everyone's staying where you are. Unless you're on your back, I'll help you get set up there. So again, we're coming to our back body. And we always want to start from that place of ease, so allowing the tissue to melt away from the bones here. Bringing the tension back to your breath. Next inhalation floats that right shin up toward the sky. Taking a hold of that thigh, we're going to externally rotate it, letting the foot fall down on the left thigh. Nice, and you can hang out here. For some of us, the head might feel like it wants to pop up, and it's enough just to keep that head lowered. If you do need a little support there, that's absolutely fine. If you want to add on more here, maybe floating those toes off the mat, drawing your knee toward your body. Maybe even taking a bind here. You might use a strap, a belt, or a scarf, or your hands might reach. So whether we're in our pigeon pose on our backs or on our bellies, either way, we're simply letting gravity do its thing. Three more gentle, deep breaths. Two more breaths. One more breath. For those of us who are on our back, we'll inhale and exhale, taking the whole time to lower that foot to the mat. You can hang out here. For the rest of us who are in our pigeon pose, we're going to inhale as we push into our hands, lifting the head. Exhale as we walk our hands back toward the body. Pressing that knee into the mat, we'll push ourselves back into tabletop pose. Nice. Floating that right leg out to the side in our fire hydrant pose, and then we're going to rotate our thigh bone in the socket in one direction. Nice. Coming to stillness, and then changing direction. again, we'll bring our big toes together, our knees wide, and sit back to child's pose. One more time here. We're going to be here for about a whole minute. So really letting yourself breathe into this pose, sending the breath into the back body. Noticing the ribs and the back body expand as you breathe fully here. And as you exhale, sinking into that pose just a little bit more. Letting go just a little bit more. Like, you can lift your head and walk your hands off to the left. Maybe bring your right hand on top of the left hand for a nice stretch in the right side body. And then using your breath to enhance this pose, giving yourself an assist from the inside out. Noticing your ribs expand as you inhale. Noticing the softness in your joints as you exhale. One more breath in, taking the whole exhalation to come back to center. We'll take a breath in here, and taking the whole exhalation to bring your hands over to the right, maybe putting your left hand on top of the right this time. Again, using your breath to enhance that stretch, stretching those intercostal muscles between the ribs and your left side body. One more breath in, and exhaling, coming back to center. And go ahead and lay ourselves flat on our bellies. Nice. And we have our elbows underneath our shoulders here. Our forearms are forward, our fingers are forward. And we're going to gently press into our fingertips, activating this pose. Noticing the muscles in the front body start to tense up here, all those little muscles in the chest, in the upper chest. And exhale, soften. So we're going to inhale, pushing into the fingertips. We're going to bend the right knee, looking out of the left shoulder. Keep breathing here, noticing with each inhalation how your belly presses into the mat. Inhaling. And exhale, bring the head back to center, lowering that right foot back to the mat. Take a rounded breath here. Inhaling, making sure you activate those fingertips, pressing into the mat. And exhale as you bend the left knee and turning the head, looking out over the right shoulder. Inhaling and exhaling, bring the head to center and the foot back to the mat. We bring our hands underneath the shoulders now, push into the hands and knees. And we're going to keep coming back to our kneeling soldier pose. And I need a block here. Here we go. So having your block handy, we're in our kneeling soldier pose. And we have our toes curled under. Now we're going to put the block on top of those heels. So we're building a little tower here. Then float the right arm up. Inhaling, exhaling as you tip back. See if you can reach those left fingertips to the block. Maybe noticing a stretch somewhere in the front body, maybe your chest, maybe your belly. And noticing you breathe fully into your belly, how it might enhance the stretch. Next inhalation brings us back up to our kneeling soldier pose. Taking a around your breath here, finding ease. Next inhalation, floats that left arm up toward the sky. Exhaling, tipping back with those right fingertips. Nice, we have a little back bend going here. So you might notice compression in the spine here or stretching in the front body. Again, keeping your attention on that beautiful breath. One more breath in, and exhaling back to our kneeling soldier pose. Nice job. So this is a different kind of motion for many of us who haven't been doing yoga. So I'm going to invite you to do the same exact thing one more time, or perhaps inhaling and exhaling, reaching back with both arms. So it's up to you. Either repeat the first way we did, or we can repeat or do what I'm doing here for our supported camel pose. And just maybe you have enough flexibility, you've been doing yoga long enough, that you might want to remove that block and go a little deeper. So you can do that. It's an option here. Just make sure you're still in a place of ease, and maybe even uncurling those toes. Coming out of this pose, we're going to bring our hands to the lower back. Slowly bring ourselves back up to our kneeling soldier pose. Beautiful job. Removing the block if you have the block. Uncurling your toes if they're still curled under. We're going to sit the sit bones back toward those heels. Nice. Taking that block along with us, we're going to bend at that pelvis, folding forward. Bringing the third eye to a block, or stacked fists, stacked hands, or all the way to the mat. And maybe even drawing the arms along the side body with the palms face up if that feels good. For some of us, too much weight pours forward, so you can keep your hands in front if that's the case. So letting go in this pose. We'll be here for a couple minutes. Allowing the tissue of your body to fall away from the bones, melting forward toward the mat. Beautiful. Bring your hands underneath your ears. We'll push back up into our tabletop pose. Nice job. Now we're going to go ahead and bring our hip over to the side, sitting on that hip, and swing the legs out in front. That'll help bring us back to our back bodies on the mat. And we're going to keep that handy block with us if you happen to have one. We're going to go ahead and lay ourselves back on the mat. Our knees are bent here. And we can take that block and place it between the knees and thighs. That's going to keep our knees and thighs about hip distance apart. We want to draw our heels in so we can just touch them with our fingertips. That just basically keeps them underneath the knees. Allowing the muscles to fall away from the bones toward the mat. Releasing any area that's gripping here. On your next inhalation, taking the whole breath as you float that pelvis up toward the sky. You'll notice the weight start to fall into your shoulders here. We want to make sure that we leave lots of space in the throat so we can breathe with ease here. And taking the whole exhalation to lower the spine back to the mat. We'll take a round of breath here. Next inhalation takes the whole breath to float the pelvis up toward the sky. Enjoying the journey. Noticing the changes that happen through your body as you're making these movements. You want to keep breathing here. Inhaling. Taking the whole exhalation to lower the spine back to the mat. Nice. So we do that one more time with a variation this time. Inhaling as we float the pelvis up toward the sky. Nice. Exhaling as we lower the pelvis just halfway here. Beautiful. Next inhalation, we're swinging the pelvis up to the right. Exhaling back to center. Inhaling up to the left. Exhaling back to center. So making a smiley face, we're swinging our pelvis slowly, or rocking the pelvis. And of course the rocking activates our parasympathetic nervous system, helping to bring ease and relaxation to our bodies. Coming to center. Nice. Inhaling up one more time. And exhale, taking the whole breath to lower the spine back to the mat. Oh, beautiful job, guys. We move that block off to the side. So we'll wiggle worm our feet to the outer edges of the mat, letting the knees fall together here. We'll let our wings spread like a bird. Take a few breaths here, bringing our awareness to the muscles as they release any gripping. And that includes the belly. A lot of times we're gripping in the belly, either from stress or from vanity, as we hold those belly muscles in. Inhaling and exhaling is letting the knees fall to the left and letting the head fall to the right. If you want to add more onto this stretch, you could experiment with picking up that left foot and placing it on the right thigh. Couple more breaths here. Next inhalation floats the knees and the head back to center. And we'll undo our bind, bringing the feet to the outer edges of the mat and the knees falling together. Taking a couple rounds of breath here. Inhaling. And exhaling, and the knees fall to the right and the head to the left. If you want to add on more to this pose, picking up your right foot and placing that on the left thigh if that feels good for you. Again, bring the attention back to your breath. next inhalation, floats our head and knees back to center. And releasing our minds, letting the knees fall together one more time. And we can windshield washer those knees from side to side. Beautiful job. And we're just about ready for our shavasana. So before we do that, make sure you have your blanket or eye pillows or anything you want with you for your shavasana. Have it with you now. From here, we're going to stretch out our legs long on the mat. Bring our arms long above our head. Just walking our feet to the left corner of the mat, both feet, and then both arms to the left corner of the mat as well. So we're like a big kama or banana, and they call this banasana pose. If you want to intensify the pose, picking up your right foot and placing that over the left ankle, and maybe gently grabbing a hold of your right wrist with your left hand. And then using your breath to enhance this pose. Each inhalation, creating a stretch between those intercostal muscles in your right side body. One more breath in here, and exhaling, we'll come to center. Taking a breath in here, and taking the whole exhalation to bring your feet to the right corner of the mat, and your hands to the right corner of the mat, and maybe even bringing your left ankle on top of the right, maybe taking a hold of your left wrist with the right hands. Getting this nice stretch in the left side body. Noticing how your breath enhances this pose. One more breath in. Nice. We're going to exhale, coming back to center. And go ahead and put on your eye pillow, your blanket. Letting the arms fall along the side body. Palms are face up here. The legs can be gently separated if that feels nice. We have ample space in the throat for our breath. So I'm going to get off the mat, and I'm going to let you have a nice long shavasana here. Starting to wiggle your fingertips and your toes. Nice. Maybe rotating your wrists and your hands slowly in one direction. Coming to stillness and changing direction. And then stretching your arms out long above your head. Nice. And bending your right knee and placing your right foot flat in the mat and your left foot next to the ground. Taking a big breath in and exhaling, lay yourself roll to whichever side feels better. Letting your ear rest on your extended arms. Beautiful. And we'll take a few breaths here, allowing the practice to sink in. Allowing the ease that you cultivated in your mind and your body to settle into your body. Knowing that you can access this at any time throughout the day by simply returning your attention to your breath. This breath and this moment. So when you're ready, taking your top hand, pressing that into the the mat and helping to work your way up to a seated position, you can join me with Namaste hands. Bringing your thumbs to your third eye. May we think kind thoughts. Bringing our thumbs to our lips. May we speak kind words. And bring our thumbs to our hearts.